Hi and welcome back to vosNET-Gaming. I'm Vosman and this is a 2-minute review of the long-awaited sequel to Beneath a Steel Sky, Beyond a Steel Sky. Now this game seems to have launched without any real big announcements, no updates to the Revolution Games web pages, and there's no updates to the Steam pages either, which I find a bit strange, but there you go. And yeah, over the years I would often remember Beneath a Steel Sky and I'd wanted to play it again, and I can't really tell you how much I really loved the first installment back in the 90s. You know, it must have been back in 93, 94 I think. And as I said in other videos, I love sci-fi, I love cyberpunk, and I love point and click adventure games, especially ones with a great storyline and a sense of humour. So Beneath the Steel Sky back then ticked all of the boxes. Yeah, back then I was an Amiga A500 user, so if any of you guys remember those, yeah, I remember that very fondly. And yeah, you know, back then games came in boxes, yeah, big boxes. They came with cool artworks and extra bits and pieces. Ah, those were the days. Anyway, I can still remember this box. It was black. It had a silver skyline in shadow on the box. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you know, it was good. And yeah, so every now and then I'd used to look it up and see if there was any emulators I could use to play it again. And I believe it came out on iOS at one point, but I didn't get around to playing it on there anyway. But in doing that, I discovered that there was a sequel coming, and so I was keeping my eye out for that. And I can happily say now that the sequel, Beyond a Steel Sky, has now released, and with all that said, let's jump into the 2-minute review and see how we get on. So the game has finally landed, and after playing it for a little while, I can honestly say that I am not disappointed. Yeah, the game feels great to play, the graphics look really good, I really enjoy the cartoon style of drawing now within the game. It feels really modern, and the plot is exactly what we wanted and needed from this sequel as well. You start off in the Gap, and our protagonist, Robert Foster, witnesses a child abduction and sets off on the trail of the abductors, which leads him back to the infamous Union City, where he'd left his trusty robot psychic Joey many years ago to turn the city into a utopia. So this isn't really much of a point and click kind of mechanism to control the game anymore. It's a WSAD kind of controls, which isn't something that we're not used to playing from other games, so it doesn't take long to get used to. It's not a bad point, just I was expecting it to be more like the originals, the point and click, but you know, there you go. The only real slight cons that I did find with the game so far was it's slightly awkward camera angle to get used to, but once you do, you know, the gameplay is fine, so it's not too bad really. Sometimes there are bugs in where the characters are standing, and they get cut off from different camera angles when you're involved in different conversations with those characters, which can be a little distracting and a little bit annoying. Overall, the puzzles are not too complex, but are challenging enough to keep you entertained whilst managing that inevitable frustration you're going to get from being stuck in one place for a little while. Yeah, and in fact there are even hints included in the pause menu if you're really stuck, but I think most people won't really need to use those. So for me, this game is excellent and a perfect sequel to its predecessor. It was well worth the wait. It's well worth going to grab a copy. For me, it's a 9 out of 10 on the VosNet scale of excellence. Well, that's the end of this 2-minute review. I hope it was useful to you. Be sure to check out the other 2-minute reviews that I have on this channel. You never know, they may be useful to you too. In the meantime, take care of yourselves out there, be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Vosman, signing out.